Good day, students. This is Miss Cowart, and today we're going to go through a tutorial on putting our notes from the Dragon Nation Ornamation case study onto a spreadsheet. Now, we've talked about our assignment here, and basically what we're dealing with is that you've been assigned the job of project manager for Dragon Nation Ornamation so that you can, or it's your job to gather up all of the cost information that it's going to take to manufacture this ornament that your company is going to be rolling out. And you have a management team that you're working with. Here's your management team here. And you're going to speak to each one of these managers, and they're going to help you to gather all the information that you need. The first thing we need to do is to name our sheet, which is going to be ornament cost analysis. That's what this is called, a cost analysis. And we'll name our spreadsheet that as well. Ornament cost analysis. We don't need the rest of that. Okay, now the first thing we need to do is get our column set. And in class, we talked about what kind of headings we might want. And the first one was item. The second one was calculations. And the third one was the cost. Now, I made these bold, and the way I did that was I highlighted the number one and clicked on the B. So that makes them nice and bold. It makes them stand out more and makes your table look better. The first manager you talked to was Amanda Leakey, and she was with the design team. And we learned that she used the free version of Inkscape software to design the ornament. So the only cost that her department contributed to the manufacture of the ornament was the manpower, and she doesn't know that cost. You have to talk to human resources for that. So she didn't add any cost to the cost of the ornament. The next department was Helen Payson, and she did packaging. She gave you three options for packaging. One was a 3-inch box, and it cost a nickel per ornament. The second one was to to wrap the ornament in sheet music and to tie it with a ribbon, and that cost 3 cents per ornament. And then lastly, she recommended a blister wrap packaging, which is a bit more involved and more costly. It's 21 cents per ornament. I did show you what a blister wrap packaging looks like, and we decided to go with that. So I went ahead and put that cost into our notes at 21 cents per ornament. Okay, the next manager on your team is Richard Edenfield. He's your plant manager, and he let you know that the egg bot used to manufacture the ornaments was $300. And through the lifetime of that machine, we should be able to make 10,000 ornaments. So we need to divide the number of ornaments we can make into the cost of the machine. So our manufacturing cost would equal the cost of the machine, which was 300, divided by 10,000. And that'll give us the cost here. And we'll figure that up later. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so next we went to the accounting department, which was Caleb Cowart, and he let you know that they are able to calculate the facility costs, and they have determined that the cost would be $1 an ornament. So we're going to go ahead and just straight up enter that into our spreadsheet. They use a very complicated formula to figure that out. There are a lot of factors that go into facility costs, like the mortgage or the building payment, the maintenance on the building, and all the utilities and things like that. So Ms. Cowart's going to go ahead and give you that cost. The other thing the accounting department let you know through purchasing was that you needed to find out how much the plastic is going to cost for the ornaments. We actually purchased the ornaments already made. However, there is a formula we need to use to figure out the cost for that, and it involves the surface area of the ornament. Now, we learned about surface area when we did our emoji activity, and so I'm going to designate surface area by SA, And if you'll remember, the formula for surface area is pi, which is 3.14, times diameter squared, or diameter times diameter. That will give us the surface area. Once we have the surface area, we're going to multiply that times a very small cost. It's 0.00001. And that will give us the cost of the plastic for the ornament. Now, the other supply that we need is ink, and we are using Sharpie markers, and they are a nickel a piece, bought in bulk, and you can get 50 ornaments out of each one of these. So we're going to use the same formula we did for the egg bot, and we're going to divide out that nickel into 50 pieces. So we're going to divide it by 50 to get that cost. Okay, now we're moving on to labor. This is Human Resources Department, and they have let you know that the labor is $10 an hour, and we know that we can make 5 ornaments per hour. So again, you're just going to divide that $10 by the amount of ornaments you get out of it. So that's 10 divided by 5. Simple enough. Okay, now we're going to move on to advertising. Now, your advertising manager is, I didn't tell you, your human resources manager was Lou Ledbetter. Your advertising person is going to be Haley Fountain. And she gave you 3 options for advertising. The first one was radio. And she let you know that that's going to be 15 cents an ornament. Also, you could choose YouTube or Facebook. Now, you can choose both of these if you want. It just depends on how much you want your ornament to cost. That's 10 cents per ornament. And then you can lastly choose the newspaper. Now, we are a small company, and so the newspaper may be a viable option for us because we may want to just sell locally, just depending on what the cost is going to end up being. Okay, so that's what Haley told you. Now, lastly, you're going to be talking to your distribution person, and that person was Dennis McHale, and he gave you also 3 options to choose from: local vendors, and we don't know how much that's going to cost yet because that cost will be 10% of the sale price, and we don't know what that sale price is yet. So this one's going to be a little tricky. Excuse me. Now, my Facebook entry went a little bit over the column width, so I went ahead and just pulled the column out slightly, but I don't really want to make my column that wide. So I'm going to do something called text wrapping to make the row accommodate the amount of writing that I've written there. So what I'm going to do is go up here to this menu option called text wrapping, and I'm going to choose the one where the arrow wraps around, and that will put my row height higher so that all of my text will fit in the box. So that makes that look a lot nicer, I think. Okay, the second, yeah, we don't know that cost yet. Okay, so the other 2 options are online. It's either eBay or Etsy or both, depending on what you decide. You're the manager, so these are going to be the decisions you have to make. 35 cents an ornament for eBay and 20 cents an ornament for Etsy. Okay. Now, that concludes all of your management team, and this is all of the information that you were able to gather from them. So now we're going to want to make our table look nice by putting borders on it. And the way I do that is I go to the lower right-hand corner, and I highlight the table, and then I go up to the border menu option and choose borders. Okay, so we've got a good starting point here. From here, we're going to step back and edit. That's in the next tutorial. And then we're going to start formulas or putting in our calculations so that we can get this spreadsheet to start working for us. Now, go ahead and make your table look like mine and then move on to the next tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.